Here's what you missed at the Eras Tour Toronto Night 1. Starting us off strong, the Toronto police horses really said debutation, and then inside the concession stand were all sorts of Taylor Swift themed goodies for everyone to purchase, including some cocktails. Gracie Abrams kicked us off right on time and changed up her set list just a little bit. Instead of performing Where Do We Go Now, she performed instead I Told You Things. A small little change, but it was fun to hear something different. We talked about how this week has been troubling in so many ways, but it's an absolute joy to be here with all of you. She talked about us being nominated for a Grammy, and how incredibly thankful she is for the Eras Tour, Taylor, the crew, and all of you. Also, people have been lighting up the stadium for Gracie during Let It Happen. Toronto Night 1, I think you did it the most. Shout out to you. Taylor took the stage in the blue and gold bodysuit for Lover. There were so many glitches on the live streams that all I know is that she did not do the ad-lib and know that I bought it in Cruel Summer. We got the black and gold blazer for the man. She said, "Oh, Toronto, we are so back. Tonight, you're making me feel like we get to play our first ever Eras Tour show in Canada." We got the blue guitar for Lover. During her Lover speech, she talked about taking the Eras Tour all over the world in 2024, including swinging back through America, and how if they were going to bring the Eras Tour to a close, which they are in 9 shows, her words, she confirmed it, we gotta spend it with those generous, amazing Canadians. For those of you who were like, why would she end the tour in Canada? Have you ever met a Canadian? Okay, they're awesome people. They deserve it. And we did get the note change in Highly Suspicious. It was This Is Not Taylor's version for 22. This king got the 22 hat and honestly had so many friendship bracelets, I think he deserves everything in life. Sam's like ever was sorry about it. During her All Too Well speech, she talked about people wondering if she was gonna come to Canada. No one forced her to keep adding shows. She did it because she was having so much fun. But she said specifically, "I love you guys so much. There will never not be a time when I don't come to see you." She talked about all of the traditions of the Eras Tour and how it's basically become an event. Thanked the city of Toronto for how it's welcomed and embraced Taylor and the crew, and she thanked anyone who's ever gotten excited about the idea of the Eras Tour. Got a little emotional. I don't blame her for it because we only have 8 shows left. That's so weird. Also, I realized I skipped Fearless again, so we got the salt and pepper dress for Fearless. And Toronto, you were very loud for You Belong With Me and Love Story. Good job. We got the teal dress for Speak Now, gold snakes for Reputation, and not a single ad-lib and Ready For It. But of course, we got the triple note and Squeak and Don't Blame Me. Toronto, you were very loud with that Take Us to Church. Again, good job. We got the cream dress tonight for the sister set. Don't know where the heck that's been, but yay, it's back. Did have a small Eras Tour with the guitar. Wasn't getting picked up by the microphone. She was trying to get the key right. It worked itself out pretty quickly. But during her Betty speech, Taylor talked about how the entire folklore era just belongs in Canada. Folklore's aesthetic is all about wilderness and nature, and so it feels like we're returning the folklore era to where it belongs by playing it in Canada. Honestly, that makes sense. During her Champagne Problem speech, she did mention that she was very proud of Evermore. We must never forget this. It was once again pretty much by the books, never pausing between writing folklore and Evermore. Finishing songs gave her mixed emotions because we didn't know the future of live music, especially massive stadium shows. She did sing the backup vocals, and the cheer time tonight was just under 3 minutes. Toronto Night 1, you showed up. Taylor did say that she and the crew only get to do that 8 more times, so she guarantees you she will always remember that. 1989 was Giving debut again. Lyon Night 2 and Warszawa Night 2. Does this look familiar? Because it should. Everything is literally green and blue with the green microphone this time. Depending on the POV, I heard quite a few different things for Blank Space. I heard Toronto, Blue Jays, Sydney. Listen, I'm going to Vancouver Night 3, the grand finale, and I will be screaming Vancouver. Feel free to join me if you'll be there. Also, come say hi because I'll have a friendship bracelet for you. We got the I Love You, It's Ruining My Life black set for But Daddy, I Love Him. We did get the Archer pose in So High School, and the Screamin' Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. Canada was not fooled about Yawn in Fortnite, and as a reminder, no, it was not Post Malone tonight. The all graphite set finally returned for I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. We got the Beta Fish dress for the Surprise Song set tonight. Before she started singing, she talked about thanking the fans for how we've embraced the Tortured Poets department, really digging into it and really understanding where she was when she wrote it, and keeping it #1 for 4 months. It got nominated for 6 Grammys. How wild it was that she wrote the album while doing the Eras Tour and trying to keep it a secret from all of us, and she just really appreciated how we've all embraced that record. Then on the guitar, she played a mashup of My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys and This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. And that was the perfect mashup. The key was great. The songs worked so well together. You're gonna wanna watch POVs of that. Just before she started singing the piano mashup, y'all started chanting Taylor, 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 really, really loud. And Taylor was like, see, this is why everyone loves Canadians. Y'all are so nice. And it's true, you really are. And then on the piano, she played a mashup of False God and 'Tis the Damn Season. Again, watch all the POVs. We got the powder blue shirt for Lavender Haze, the Moonstone bodysuit for Midnight Rain. I kind of just danced a little bit for Except When I'm on TV. It was the multicolored jacket for Karma. And today it was Karma is the guy on the screen. That's basically what you missed for the Eras Tour Toronto Night 1. I will see you again tomorrow for Night 2. Here's what you missed on the Eras Tour Toronto Night 2. Gracie Abrams took the stage and did a magical job as always. We talked about being already nostalgic for this tour, how the closer we get to the end of it, the more grateful she is that she ever got to be a part of it. In Toronto Night 2, you really lit up the lights during Let It Happen. She was like, thank you, I'm never gonna forget that. And also, you were so loud for Sorry during 21. Good job. Taylor took the stage in the Barbie pink bodysuit for Lover. Did not get the no change in Know That I Bought It, but we did get the no change in Not Dying in Cruel Summer. We got the pink blazer for the man. He said it feels like a good night to be in Toronto. And tonight you're making me feel like we get to play a sold out stadium show in Toronto on a Friday night. Lover guitar was really hard to tell tonight. In a lot of pictures, it looks like it was the purple one. Then in some pictures, it kind of looked like the pink one. I'm gonna say it was the purple guitar, but if you were there, can you let us know in the comments? Tonight it was really tricky. No, Taylor, all you had to do was make a purple guitar, I'm just saying. Anyway, during her Lover speech, she talked about being back in Canada and loving being with all the beautiful, generous people of Toronto. And we did get the no change in Highly Suspicious as usual. We got the frozen noodle dress for Fearless. Toronto Night 2, you were definitely ready to go back to high school with her because you were very loud for You Belong With Me and Love Story. Good job. It was I Knew You Were Trouble for 22. This very happy girl got the 22 hat. She was so excited, so absolutely she deserves it. Cam's Like Ever was Get Lost, Bud. During her All Too Well speech, she talked about how after tonight, there's only 7 shows left. Yeah, Taylor, we know, we don't need the reminder. She again talked about how much fun it's been on the Eras Tour, how we're all just spreading so much magic throughout this entire experience, how she wrote a song with one line about friendship bracelets and we took that and ran with it, and how now outside the stadium, there is a giant friendship bracelet, which originally came from New Orleans. She talked about touring since she was 15 and all the little memories that we've created ever since. So she took all of her favorite memories and put them all in one tour called the Eras Tour. Now there's only 7 shows left. We got the purple cupcake gown for Speak Now, gold snakes for Reputation. Did not get any ad-libs and Ready For It once again. But we did get the triple note and squeak and Don't Blame Me. Blue fairy dress finally returned for the sister set, and during her Betty speech, she talked about always seeing folklore existing in the folklore cabin, all the wilderness and nature. She talked about how she usually writes stories from her own perspective, but with folklore, she started writing stories from other people's perspectives. It was pretty simple. I'd say she was very proud of Evermore during her Champagne Problems speech. We did get the seasonal mention, how Evermore represents fall and winter, and folklore represents spring and summer. She did say stadium shows. I did hear those words. It's not an Easter egg at this point, but we will be clowning anyway. We only have 7 shows left, so we might as well clown about anything. Did sing the background vocals. Toronto Night 2, you were so loud for the cheer. It was over 3 minutes. All just kept going. Good job. 1989, we went all the way back to London Night 2, with everything being pink and purple, including the purple mic. And tonight, the blank space cheer was most definitely Blue Jays. I have been corrected. In Vancouver, we are to say BC, which is so much easier to say than Vancouver. So thank you for correcting me. I'll see you there at the grand finale. We got the You Should Be white set tonight for But Daddy I Love Him. Of course, we got the Archer pose in So High School, and the Who's Afraid of Little Old Me scream. It was the all white set for I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. You'll notice I didn't say all gold because it wasn't that. Again. Cam did count in French with 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a nice surprise. I was wondering if he was going to do it. We got the indigo dress for the surprise song set tonight. And on the guitar, we got a mashup of I Don't Want to Live Forever and Mine. She blended the vocal runs together and oh my god, it was just pretty. You know, I just find it interesting that she really seems to love Reputation era songs with this leg of the tour. I wonder if that means anything. I guess we'll find out. On the piano, we got a mashup of Evermore and Peter. And that was as pretty as you can imagine. She blended the piano melodies and oh my god, it was just magical. I think she sang Forgive Me Peter, but this wouldn't be Evermore. It was just 10 out of 10. Watch every POV. We got the lavender sequin dress for Lavender Haze, the Rorschach cutout for Midnight Rain. She did a little cat pose for Except When I'm on TV. We got the magenta jacket for Karma, and unfortunately, it was Karma is the guy on screen tonight. That's basically what you missed for the Eras Tour Toronto Night 2. I will see you again tomorrow for Night 3. Here's what you missed on the Eras Tour Toronto Night 3. Celebrities like Zooey Deschanel and Jonathan Scott were in the audience tonight, as well as Aaron Dessner. Gracie Abrams opened the show, and she mixed it up a little bit tonight. This is her updated set list. You can pause to read. But Toronto Night 3, your Sorry during 21 was so loud, and you did all the lights again during Let It Happen. Good job. Taylor took the stage in the orange bodysuit for Lover. She did not get any ad-libs in Ready For Cruel Summer. Wow, I say we did not get the ad-libs in Ready For It a little too often. We didn't get them in Cruel Summer either tonight, though. We got the orange blazer for the man. Toronto, you were so loud, like right from the get-go. She was like, looks like it's a good night to be in Toronto. Tonight, we get to play a show for 49,000 people in Toronto on a Saturday night. She made a little mistake. It happens. We definitely got the pink guitar tonight for Lover. That was very easy to see. Jury's still out on yesterday. During her Lover speech, she said, you guys get gold stars and bonus points for your patience because we've taken the Eras Tour all over the world this year, but had to save some of the best fans for the last part of this tour. Of course, she means Toronto. Then she was like, we're gonna have a fun night tonight. You might think, oh, it's night 3. Are you tired? No. We saved all the best stuff and best energy for you guys. We only got 6 shows left, so what does that mean? Guess we'll find out. And we did get the note change and highly suspicious. We got the golden fringe dress tonight for Fearless. Toronto night 3, you were very loud for You Belong With Me, as you should be. It was I Bet You Think About Me for 22. This icon in glasses and the magenta jacket got the 22 hat. Look how cute she is. She deserves everything in life. Cam's like ever was, yeah, no, for sure, no. And I'm not Canadian, but I deeply relate to that response. During her all too well speech, the stream's all glitched out, so this is what I think she said. She probably talked about how this was the longest tour she's ever done. She used to put out an album, and then she'd go on tour for that album. The Eras Tour basically combines all of her favorite memories into one show and combines it with all the new memories. Something, something, something. Do you have about 10 minutes to spare? If you were there tonight, let me know in the comments how I did. We got the Wonderstruck dress for Speak Now. Gold snakes for Reputation, of course. And like I said earlier, we did not get any of the ad-libs and Ready For It. We did get the triple note and Squeak and Don't Blame Me. We got the green dress for the sister set. During her Betty speech, she talked about how proud she was of Folklore and that her personal favorite albums are the ones where she's changed it up quite a bit. And how before Folklore, she used to write from a main character perspective. And then for a couple of albums, she made up some fictional stories. She wanted to put out music so that we could all stay connected through lockdown. She did mention Long Story Short. Not the song, but the phrase. Long story short, this is a story about a girl named Betty. During her Champagne Problem speech, she did mention that she was proud of Evermore. She talked about how she never stopped writing between Folklore and Evermore, how when she finished a song, she'd be very proud of it and hoping we would relate to it, but then felt melancholy not knowing the future of concerts, because singing the same words in the same room is one of the most awesome experiences ever. She did sing the backup vocals. The cheer time was just under 4 minutes. Toronto night 3, you were very loud. You just kept coming in waves. Taylor got kind of quiet and said that these last shows are very emotional for her and the crew, but after it's done, in future hard times, they're going to remember Toronto on a Saturday night, and everything's going to be okay. Toronto night 3, you did that. Everything was blue and orange tonight for 1989. This is like the 4th time she's done this combo. München night 1, Amsterdam night 1, London night 7, and now Toronto night 3. Such a troll. And the blank space cheer was once again Blue Jays. It was the Ruining My Life black set tonight for But Daddy I Love Him. We did get the Archer pose in So High School. We did not get the Who's Afraid of Little Old Me scream tonight. There was no screech. I kept waiting for it and she never did it. Weird. We got the black 2-piece and the gold jacket for I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. Again, not all gold for some reason. Today, Cam counted in English with 1, 2, 3, 4. We got the Karma/Sunset dress for the surprise song set. Before she started singing on the guitar, she talked about how the Eras Tour has been going on for about a year and a half. In that time, a lot of life can happen, including writing a new song with Gracie Abrams, who opened the tour last year, and they wrote a song together while having 1100 Cosmos, and she and Gracie wanted to thank everyone for getting us nominated for a Grammy this week. So Gracie joined her on stage for a mashup of Us and Out of the Woods. The harmonies were fantastic. They sounded so beautiful together. It was truly magical. And then on the piano, we got a mashup of You're on Your Own, Kid and Long Story Short. And that, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, that might be the last time we hear You're on Your Own, Kid on the Eras Tour. The thing that started the friendship bracelet tradition. I'm not crying, everything's fine. We got the dark purple shirt for Lavender Haze, the chevron cutout for Midnight Rain. She kind of rolled her arms for Except When I'm on TV. We got the blue jacket for Karma, and once again, it was Karma as the guy on the screen. That's basically what you missed for the Eras Tour Toronto Night 3. I will see you again next Thursday, November 21st for Night 4. Here's what you missed on the Eras Tour Toronto Night 4. Gracie Abrams took the stage and switched her set list up again, which of course you can pause to read. Toronto Night 4, you were very loud for Sorry, and you did all of the lights during Let It Happen. Good job, we love to see that. Gracie talked a lot about being thankful for being a part of the Eras Tour, and how grateful she is for this community. She even gave a shout out to all of us watching on the live stream. We love when the artist breaks the 4th wall. Also, Toronto Night 4, she said you have beautiful voices, and you know what? I agree. Taylor took the stage in the purple tassel bodysuit for Lover. There were a lot of glitches during the live stream, so I don't know if we got the note change and know that I bought it. I know that we did not get it in Not Dying. But she did ask if any of you gorgeous people know the words to the bridge of Cruel Summer. Gorgeous? Again? We will be clowning. We got the purplish bluish blazer for the man. She was like, oh, so what you're telling me is that you are in fact the best Toronto crowd yet. She said, you're making me feel like we get to play a sold out stadium show for 49,000 people in Toronto. And I'm just saying she may have been right about the best crowd thing. We got the purple guitar for Lover. In her Lover speech, she was like, this is the second to last weekend of the Eras Tour ever. Yeah, we know, Taylor, don't remind us. She talked about taking the Eras Tour all over the world this year and needing to end the tour with the most loyal and passionate fans in Canada. She was overjoyed to see your faces because it's gonna be over soon. And we did get the note change in Highly Suspicious. We got the golden noodle dress for Fearless. In Toronto Night 4, you were very loud for You Belong With Me, as you should be. It was Who's Taylor Swift Anyway, You for 22. This icon in her own gold rep bodysuit got the 22 hat, and honestly, she deserves it just for that. Also because she was vibing and having a great time, and that snake barrette deserves an award. Cam's like ever was, nah, you're dust, fam. During her All Too Well speech, she talked about how the Eras Tour is the longest tour she's ever done. It was totally optional, but it's been the most fun she's ever had on any tour ever. That is because we made it that fun. She said she's been touring since she was 15, but it's never been like this before. I've been a Swiftie since debut, so I can confirm that. She talked about writing the lyric, Make the Friendship Bracelets, and what that has evolved into, from us making and trading them, and now there's a big giant one on the outside of the stadium. There's also one on my new merch, which is available with the link in my bio. She also mentioned that her goal with the Eras Tour was to make anyone feel like they've been here the whole time. And honestly, I think she's succeeded. We got the blue Elsa dress for Speak Now, back from the grave from like 15 shows ago. Nice to see you again, considering it'll probably be the last time we see you. It was Gold Snakes, of course, for Reputation. No ad-libs and ready for it. Remember, Mother is allergic. We did get the triple note, but not the squeak tonight, and don't blame me. But that triple note was crystal clear. So honestly, can't complain. Also back from the dead for the sister set, we got the purple dress. No, not the berry dress, the original purple one that we haven't seen in like 33 shows. Which means this is also probably the last time we're gonna see it. Anyway, during her Betty speech, she talked about being most proud of the albums that she's changed certain elements, and how with folklore, her music used to be very autobiographical, so she tried being a narrator. It was like, they have drama, I just work here and tell the stories, and that writing songs she knew we would hear was a way of escapism during the pandemic. Her Champagne Problem speech was pretty quick. Yes, she said she was very proud of Evermore. She talked about the joy she would feel after finishing a song, then feeling melancholy, not knowing the future of concerts. That was basically it. She did sing the backup vocals, and the cheer time was just under 3 minutes. It was about 2 minutes and 45 seconds-ish. But you were very loud for it. Good job. It was the Pink Lemonade set for 1989. Edinburgh, Hamburg, Warsaw, night 1. Welcome back. And the blank space cheer was, of course, once again, Blue Jays. We got the Who's Afraid of Little Old Me black set for But Daddy I Love Him Tonight. We did get the Archer pose in So High School, but we did not get the Screech in Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. We got the dress, but not the Screech. Also, we had a little bit of an Eras Tour at the very beginning of The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. Once again, the lift got stuck and Jan had to help her off the stage, climb down the stairs. She wasn't up that high, but it was still necessary. Only got 5 shows left. Okay, somebody gotta fix that. We got the tuxedo set for I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, and Cam did count in French again with 1, 2, 3, 4. We got the Beta Fish dress for the surprise song set, and on the guitar, we got a mashup of Mr. Perfectly Fine and Better Than Revenge. Halfway between the two, she was like, oh, you guys know that one? Well, it's time for a little revenge. And she was like, there is nothing I do better than revenge. Ha! Toronto Night 4, you were extra loud for this mashup, as you should be, because she was having a great time, y'all were having a great time, 10 out of 10. And on the piano, we got a mashup of State of Grace and Labyrinth. This is a state of grace, I'm falling in love again. That was so cute, I loved every second of that. We got the light blue Lavender Haze t-shirt, again, back from the grave. But that's not all. The Blurple Scallops dress returned from Midnight Rain, also back from the grave. She did her sort of default thing for Except When I'm on TV. We got the blue jacket for Karma. Because Karma is the guy on the screen. That's basically what you missed for the Eras Tour Toronto Night 4. I will see you again tomorrow for Night 5. Here's what you missed on the Eras Tour Toronto Night 5. Gracie Abrams opened the show and killed it like always. Toronto Night 5, you really lit up the stadium for Let It Happen. Gracie was talking about how she could even see the entire top row. Nice job. In her set, she talked a lot about how the next few years, we're gonna need the magic of the Eras Tour. Whether or not you've been at the shows, watching videos, or even watching on the live streams. Fourth wall break. She talked about the joy that the Eras Tour has created, and when this tour ends, we all need to remember the strength of what this feels like. And I think that that was a really important message, because we should. Taylor took the stage in the blue and gold bodysuit for Lover. We did not get any of the note changes in Cruel Summer. We got the black and gold blazer for The Man. And given how loud you were, she was like, oh, it's a good night to be in Toronto. You're making me feel like tonight we get to play a sold out show for 49,000 people in Toronto on a Friday night. We got the blue guitar tonight for Lover. During her Lover speech, she talked about how this is the second to last Friday that we will ever play on the Eras Tour. Wow, I love that reminder. She talked about taking the Eras Tour all over the world this year in 2024. How if they were gonna end the Eras Tour, they needed to end it somewhere cool, like a place like Toronto. Even though technically the tour ends in Vancouver, but you know what? We knew what you meant. The Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was in the audience tonight. And of course, we did get the note change in Highly Suspicious like usual. We got Tiger Stripes tonight for Fearless. And Toronto Night 5, you were like extra loud for You Belong With Me. Is there somebody in your life that's not getting it? Well, you just tell them that John John says they need to wake up and realize that they belong with you. I got you, bestie. They'll wake up and figure it out. Resurrected after 25 shows, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together Like Ever was this shirt for 22. This icon got the 22 hat. Look how many pretty bracelets she has. She deserves it. Cam's Like Ever was, oh, just take off, eh? Yep, he finally said, hey. Sorry, Canada, I know you didn't want it, but it is what it is. During her All Too Well speech, she talked about having a blast with you guys specifically. Toronto Night 5, she said it was like performing with you. She was blown away by your energy. She talked about how this is the longest tour she's ever done and it's the most fun. She used to go on a tour right after making an album that was named after that album, but then she made too many albums too quickly, so she came up with the Eras Tour. And she played All Too Well 10-minute version, which means as of this recording, we now only have 40 more minutes of All Too Well 10-minute version on the Eras Tour. Oh God. We got the champagne / everything bagel dress for Speak Now, gold snakes for Reputation, and not a single ad-lib and ready for it, just like always. Some things in life are dependable. Of course, we got the triple note and squeak in Don't Blame Me. Like I said, some things in life are dependable. We got the yellow butter dress tonight for the sister set. During her Betty speech, she talked about how the folklore cabin was something she invented in her mind, that she started writing folklore 2 days into the pandemic, and it became like an escape hatch for her from real life. She talked about how she used to write from a main character perspective, and she switched it up to a narrator perspective for folklore, and that's about it. Now, before she could even start giving her champagne problem speech, you guys just started cheering really loudly. It was like, that was so nice. You guys are so welcoming to us. Whether you had to travel really, really far or you just decided to brave the Toronto traffic, we really appreciate you. She did say she was proud of Evermore. She did talk about the melancholy she would feel after finishing a song not knowing the future of concerts. She did sing the backup vocals. And the cheer time was once again just under 3 minutes. But Toronto Night 5, you were very loud and you really said generous. Good job. We got the orange top, purple skirt, orange and purple shoes, and the pink and orange mic for 1989. God, that is a lot to say. And of course, the blank space cheer was once again Blue Jays. It was the Ruining My Life black set tonight for But Daddy I Love Him. And once again, right at the beginning of the song, there was a slight Eras Tour moment where she was having an issue with her mic pack again, but they fixed it pretty quickly. Of course, we got the Archer pose in So High School. We did get the Who's Afraid of Little Old Me scream, but it was so light, you really had to listen for it. We got the all graphite set for I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. And I think Cam counted in French today. It was a little hard to tell, so if you were there, can you let us know in the comments? We got the koi fish dress tonight for the surprise song set. And she was like, wish me luck, and then proceeded to play the song in the wrong key, so she had to start over again and said, well, wish me more luck. And then on the guitar, we got a mashup of Ours and The Last Great American Dynasty. That mashup was good, but on the piano, we got a mashup of Cassandra, Mad Woman, and I Did Something Bad. Blondie was laughing and giving all the smirks. She knew exactly what she was doing. We finally got Cassandra and Mad Woman, and then she made it better with I Did Something Bad. With lyrics like, do you believe me now? What a shame she went mad. Do you believe me now? They say I did something bad. It was everything and absolutely worth the wait. Watch every POV. We got the silver sequin dress for Lavender Haze, the moonstone bodysuit for Midnight Rain, or except when I'm on TV, she gave 4 fingers because there's only 4 shows left. Or maybe she's announcing something at the last show. We will be clowning. We got the multicolored jacket for Karma. I had to check a couple times, but it was Karma as the guy on the screen. That's basically what you missed for the Eras Tour Toronto Night 5. I will see you again tomorrow for the 6th and final night. Here's what you missed on the Eras Tour Toronto Night 6. Celebrities like Simu Liu were in the audience tonight, and Ed Kelce, aka Travis Kelce's dad. Gracie Abrams took the stage and mixed up her set just a little bit again. Instead of closing the show with Close to You, she closed it with That's So True because it is now the #1 song in Canada. And Toronto Night 6, you were very loud tonight. Our Sorry during 21 was extremely loud. You lit up the entire stadium for Let It Happen. Gracie was like, it's so pretty. Gracie also confirmed that you were much louder than Miami Night 1 during Us. She is fairly certain that Taylor heard you in her dressing room. Also, while performing Let It Happen, one of her guitar strings broke. She handled it like a pro and did great, but afterwards she was like, I love when something like my guitar string breaks because I get to be part of the Errors Tour. We love a chronically online queen. She really is one of us. Taylor took the stage in the pink and blue bodysuit for Lover. There were no note changes in Cruel Summer. She did ask if any of you gorgeous people knew the words to the bridge, and that's probably not an Easter egg, but we will be clowning anyway. We only have 3 shows left. We got the silver jacket for the man. Toronto Night 6, you were so loud before she could even say anything, as you should be. She was like, well, it certainly feels good to be in Toronto on a Saturday night. This crowd is just kind of built different. And thanks to you, the Eras Tour gets to be the very first show to play 6 sold-out shows in Rogers Centre. Okay, pop off. We got the pink guitar for Lover. In her Lover speech, she said, we have loved our stay in Canada. This is our 6th show. She sure is mentioning the word 6 a lot. She talked about taking the Eras Tour all over the world and needing to end the tour with the kindest fans in the world in Canada. And she was like, but you've already seen a gold standard show with Gracie Abrams. Sorry, did you say gold? So that's lots of 6s and gold. Okay, just keeping track. We did get the note change in Highly Suspicious like usual. We got the salt and pepper dress tonight for Fearless. And Toronto Night 6, you really said we will be loud for all of Fearless. The entire set. All 3 songs. We did not wait 2 years to not show up. This is why everybody loves Canadians. You deserve everything in life. Also, I did see a proposal during Love Story, so if you're watching this, congratulations. There was a lot going on at the moment for 22. This diva got the 22 hat. She was so excited she absolutely deserves it. Cam's like ever was, ew, David, ew. Which for those of you who don't know is a reference to Schitt's Creek, which is a Canadian TV show. That was absolutely gold. During her All Too Well speech, she talked about how we are really at the end of the Eras Tour, because this is the second to last weekend of the Eras Tour ever. Yeah, we know. Why'd you have to lead me on? Why'd you have to twist the knife? Talked about how she's been touring since she was 15, and she kept adding shows because this is the most fun she's ever had on a tour. She's never had a tour that had its own traditions in the way that the Eras Tour does, including the friendship bracelets, which is based off the line from You're on Your Own, Kid. We decided it was special for us, so that's why they love getting to do this show. The Eras Tour has been a combination of her favorite moments from past tours, as well as making new memories. And so if you missed any of the previous tours, it's basically like you've been here the whole time. Brooke Shields was spotted in the audience tonight. We got silver swirls for Speak Now, gold snakes for Reputation, and not a single ad-lib once again and Ready for It. Of course, we got the triple note and squeak in Don't Blame Me, as well as some extra rasp on The Rest of My Life. That scratched an itch in my ear, you know what I'm saying? We got the berry dress for the sister set. During her Betty speech, she said, "Don't you think folklore feels the most Canadian? Conceptually speaking. Filled with storytelling and nice people." Nice people? Tolerated? Exile? Honey, I don't know about that. She again talked about switching up her writing style from being more of a main character to more of a narrator, and how that has affected her writing ever since. Also mentioned the teenage love triangle, which she has not actually mentioned in a long time. And that was pretty much it. During her Champagne Problem speech, she talked about how Folklore has a sister album called Evermore. Anyway, no Evermore pride today. She talked about how they both came out about 4 months apart. They're both lockdown albums. She did sing the backup vocals. Toronto Night 6, the cheer time was over 3 minutes. You guys were so loud. Normally Taylor says something really quickly just before jumping into August, but she actually started crying, like started wiping tears crying. And said, "As the tour is winding down, you have no idea how much that means to all of us." She was trying to say thank you and was like, "I just don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just having a bit of a moment." She just like cried on stage and she was like, "It isn't even the last show, but I will be at the last show." And now I'm already crying too. We got the pink top and blue skirt for 1989, the blue shoe and the pink shoe and the blue and white microphone. Oh my god, there's so many colors. I only have to do this 3 more times. But Taylor, listen up. You have 3 shows left. You have 2 combos you haven't done. Green top and yellow skirt and all green. And I swear to God, Taylor, if you finish this tour without doing either of those, I'm gonna come unglued. He said very respectfully. And the blank space cheer was once again Blue Jays. We got the You Should Be black set tonight for But Daddy I Love Him. Did get the Archer pose in So High School. And a full-on scream in Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. We got the gold top, black bottom, and gold jacket for I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. We were this close to all gold, Taylor, and you just couldn't do it, could you? I believe she would do this to us after we only found out it existed in August. I think Cam said 1, 2, 3, 4. If you were there tonight, can you confirm in the comments? We got the Supernova dress for the surprise song set. On the guitar, we got a mashup of Sparks Fly and Message in a Bottle, both of which are some of my favorite Taylor Swift songs, and it was very happy and I was very in love with it. Then on the piano, she played a mashup of You're Losing Me and How Did It End? You're Losing Me is one of my all-time favorite Taylor Swift songs, and it was the most devastating thing I've ever heard in my life. I mean, with lyrics like, "I got nothing to believe unless you're choosing me. It's happening again. You're losing me. I can't find a pulse. My heart won't start anymore. 'Cause you're losing me. How did it end?" R.I.P. me. I died dead. She played 3 of my favorite Taylor Swift songs in one night. Watch every POV. We got the iridescent shirt for Lavender Haze, the chevron bodysuit for Midnight Rain, and y'all, she held up 3 fingers for Except When I'm on TV. We only have 3 shows left. It's the countdown. Mother, I'm scared. We got the magenta jacket for Karma, and tonight it was Karma as the guy on the screen. That's basically what you missed for the Eras Tour Toronto Night 6. I will see you Friday, December 6th for the Eras Tour Vancouver, and I'll see you in person at the grand finale.